Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to make some points with, the difference between me and individuals that have hated on me in the past. I'll be putting them all like in, one category and stuff because I really don't want to like name drop or, I just kind of want to get this episode done and out the way and, move on and stuff because there are at times where there's things that like haters have said that have and it's more so just trying to debunk their theories on between me and them. But one thing that I remember was when Just a Robot, he said that we're like one and the same. And the thing is this, I had to say the only thing that me and him can both relate to is that we're both content creators. But other than that, like the motivation behind why we're doing content creating is completely different. At the end of the day, I know if I come out and make a video that's offended people, I will apologize for that. And the thing is this, I don't think throughout the whole time I've ever, unless it was some childish dumb stuff that I did when I was in school, but other than that, in my adult years, ever since 2015, I have not made a video that's been, it's offended people. The only people I had to say that I've offended are people that'll come out and attack me for whatever positive video that I've done. For an example, me when I reacted to the Dear White People video, people, unless they are a fan of Minnesota Boy, but other than that, people will look at that video and be like, okay, that was a good video, my part, my reaction into it, and stuff, but the video itself, no, people would trip about that. They would have an issue with that, and they would look at me and be like, no, you're in the fine, you're good, you're clear, you don't gotta worry about nobody hating on you for nothing. But when it came down to Minnesota Boy and his fans, whatever, and even that, I know people probably say me and Minnesota Boy, we're one and the same. We're content creators trying to build a community. And, we ain't gonna let nobody get in the mix or in front of us while we're trying to do this, right? But the thing is, though, the difference is the motivation behind why we want to be a content creator. And that's the question that you will have to ask a lot of the people out there when it comes to content creating. Why do you want to be a content creator? Who do you want to help out? What do you want to do or accomplish in the the longevity or just overall what do you want to accomplish or look back on when you've seen your final few days as a content creator? What is something that you want to be proud of, right? So my thing is this, and I know people probably ask me that question, what's my main motivation behind content creating? And it's motivating people. I had to say that I struggled for the longest trying to find what that motivation is. And then once when I was in that predicament where people were, more so trying to pull me away from content creating because they didn't consider it a real job. And then I wanted pretty much my motivation is to be the voice for the voiceless. People out there that want to see out their content creating dreams and their career, but they can't because they got people telling them different. So my overall goal is to be able to just release whatever videos I got on my mind, release, just all forms of content whatsoever. It's be able to, cross those boundaries of content creating that others hasn't crossed yet. And yeah, there's a lot of other people that have crossed those boundaries already, but I'm those are those people. For myself, and that's why I had to say, when it comes to just all aspects of life, even outside of content creating, everybody is different. You guys might have a similar life. You might have a similar lifestyle. You might have a similar career. You might be doing the same thing within that career, but at the end of the day, you are different. There is not one person that has walked the face of this earth and they have been the same as whatever. Even people that believe in that reincarnation or whatever and stuff, people still different. So I'm at the end of the day, it's you're different, okay? So, and that's what I had to say for myself and those that I've had problems with when it came to content creating, because a lot of people, I remember at one point in time was saying that me and Just a Robot are alike, and I'm we're not alike. You look at his content and you look at my content, and then you just look at us as people. Like, besides the content, we are two different people. We will never be the same. And I'm not talking like on like, you know, like whatever you guys want to like paint the picture as. It's like how I'm seeing it. Physically, it don't even matter. But mentally, like our soul, our heart, our passion, our motivation, our mindset, heart, whatever you want to call it, okay? Whatever you want to call like inside of us that keeps us driven to reach out our goals, 100% different. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm like, you know, mentally I'm better than him or mentally he's better than me. At the end of the day, we are two different people. And the funny thing is, like, there'll be people out there that'll say, like, you know, oh, well, he's better than you. He's better than you in everything. Everything that you do, he's better than you at it. All right, so what about the next man or woman, whoever? There's kids. There's literally kids out there that has a way. Both of us, me and Just a Robot, both of us combined, there is most likely a kid or an adult with an even better mindset when it comes to content creating or just life in general. So that's why I'm like, when they always try to like have us in this comparison or whatever, it's like, it don't really matter, because I'm like, okay, like this is what, if people want to count, you know, like our beef, like, or say that he became victorious in our beef and things, it's like, okay, what, that's like the one battle that he's gonna have today. It definitely wasn't no war. It's a battle. Content creating itself, that's where the war is at. You know, where it's like you just won one little battle in one little area of content creating. Now think on how big the internet is. Like, no, think long. My thing is this, myself right now, I'm trying to think about how big the internet is, but fam, it's something that it's that we can't really comprehend. Like, we know that the internet is a big deal, but at the end of the day, it's like, fam, the one battle that you want to somehow, some way count as a victory, do you really think that's going to speak? Do you think by bragging about that you beat me in an argument, what is that going to do for you in the, you know, like long term and stuff with content creating? Like, who's honestly gonna care? I wouldn't even if this was like nothing that had absolutely nothing to do with me, and I were to see myself from a third person and see like that whole beef go down. It's like, okay, because like, no, the thing is what people don't understand with drama and just, you know, all like it's like drama and, you know, Hollywood, drama and music, drama and content creating, or just, you know, drama between, you know, just two people where it's like you don't even really know who they are. At the end of the day, it ain't gonna matter. All right, it's not even in the individuals that are involved. If you want it to matter, that's why I feel like that you just have no self-control over yourself. You don't. Like, if you look at some problem that you've been in, right, and you still think about it over and over and over again, you have no control in that aspect of your life whatsoever. None. As many times, and the funny thing is, like, those, like, they'll try to argue, people will try to argue with that, like, oh, I do have control, I have all the control. You don't. You don't. My thing is this. If a hater is listening to this right now, you have no control over yourself. You have no control over it. And that's all of you. Like, not just some aspects, all of you. And it all starts with your mental. You have no control over that. So do you think, my thing is this, all right? This example, if you can't control the root of the tree, how are you going to expect to control that tree itself? If that root grows crazy, the tree is going to grow crazy. So, like, why all of a sudden you think, like, you know, if you ain't keeping that tree stable, you all of a sudden think, like, oh, okay, well, I can have a crazy, you know, root, but I can have, like, a even out, you know, like, a tree with no issues and stuff. That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work at all. So, like, you just, it's things like that. It's like people need to sit down and observe a situation before they get themselves involved in it. Now, there have been, you know, throughout my years of being a content creator, there's been numerous situations I've seen. You know, some situations I could have put myself in. Some situations I have put myself in. And then other situations I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be a watcher, and I'm just going to watch all this stuff transpire. I'm just going to watch it all go down, all that. But I ain't going to have no parts or no say-so in it. And I'm like, fam, there has been a lot of things that have went down. Now, when we go all the way back to when you know, all this stuff had overall started, like with the reaction video hate, right? And it's like you sit down and you look at that, and it's like and it's going back to what I was originally talking about, where it's like you look at like that content creator that hates reaction videos and that content creator that loves reaction videos. The crazy thing about it is, like, that situation with the whole hatred between reaction videos should have never happened in the first place. But there was an individual out there that hated the idea of that there is a new, like, found way of creating content. They didn't like it. They didn't like how easy it was. They didn't like how simple it was, because they seen how much work and time and effort they put into being a content creator, and seen that they went absolutely nowhere. So here's my thing, right? You don't even have to, like, you know, overall, like, argue with the fact of reaction videos existing. Why not just work 10 times harder? But see, and that's the thing, where it's like some creators out there, they're lazy. They don't want to work harder. They find it easier attacking that form of content while it's growing and rising. Because when you look at the beef with reaction videos and stuff, yeah, there's people out there that didn't like it. Reaction videos, long before my form of reaction videos have existed on YouTube for a while. I actually got a documentary in the works where I talk on, like, the upbringing of reaction videos and stuff. I plan on uploading that sometime soon. But it is just, you know, from my point of view. So it's like kind of like a, you know, yeah, like a documentary and things. You know, I'm doing the voiceover. I'm getting my what's that dude's name from Star Wars? Dang. Because, no, there's a movie that he plays in, and I like it a lot. It's this movie called Roscoe Jenkins. It has Martin Lawrence, Cedric the Entertainer, Mike Epps, and James Earl Jones. Okay, there we go. But no, like, I overall talked on that, where it was like, you know, the upbringing of reaction videos, it started long before the way I do reaction videos. You had people sitting there, they wasn't even adding or taking the time to add the video, or whether they were editing it in or doing it like how I do, where it's like you get it set up in this program and stuff where you could capture both the video and your reaction at the same time. Like, there's so many different ways of people doing their own form of reaction videos. If they choose to be different, then they choose to be different. If they want that stuff to be the same, that is their choice. And that's the whole point that people were missing as a content creator. You have the choice to do whatever form of content you want to do. Whether it's you want to do reaction videos, makeup tutorials, gaming videos, commentary videos, what else? OnlyFans content, whatever form of content that you want to do, the day you step up and want to be a content creator, you have that choice to do whatever form of content you want to do. Despite the hate that it gets, despite the negativity it gets, if that's the content you want to do, fam, go for it. And that's why I feel like a lot of people, where they quit as content creators, because they don't see enough support. And I'm like, fam, you can't look at yourself and be like, okay, well, there ain't, you know, no audience here, so therefore I gotta step away. No, you gotta look in the audience, because the thing is this, you know, when you walk into a building, right, and then there's all these different groups and all these different people and all that stuff, when you walk into that building, when you very first go into it, ain't nobody gonna know who you are. It takes time. People need to understand that whatever you are chasing in life, it takes time, all right? It may take longer. Hey, my thing is this. If you come in there wild, acting crazy, you know, I mean, well, not acting crazy, but if you just come in there with just like that passion, that dedication, you're all like, I ain't leaving until I get what I want to get. Fam, how can you fail as a content creator? You know, so that's overall getting back to what the original, you know, thing that I was talking on, the difference between myself and the people that I've had beefs and problems with. They never came out and talked like how I talk, you know, when it comes to content creating and stuff. They're not sitting here trying to motivate people. No, they just want to take. This is things that's been going on for the longest, and then they want to blame the lower man, the middle man, the higher man. They want to blame every man around them, so they could just keep taking. Don't give no credit, don't give no thanks, don't give no shout outs, none of that stuff, unless it is somebody, because I feel like there's two different types of ways of a person helping you. There's a person that's just pretty much being your slave, and then there's a person that's giving you advice. They're telling you the things that you need to do and not do, right? the slave people, oh, they'll give them some little praise. They'll give them some little thank you and all that stuff. Me, on the other hand, fam, my thing is this. The fans that I do have, the people, I call them friends. I call them like a family almost. Like a distant cousin where it's like you see them at a family get together, you know you gonna hang out with that cousin, right? So I'm like, my fans know how much I care about them. And if they don't, I will sit down and for the next however many minutes I talk on my fans, like they just gonna know that I'm thankful for them, all right? They are a legitimate blessing. But no, to talk on my fans real quick, because a lot of people seem to think that I don't have fans. I do. You know, and the thing is like there's the one fans that I don't want. I don't want the fans just us only gonna have like selective support. And so I think that's probably one of the main reasons why I don't be giving out thanks. Like I be thanking them individuals personally, you know. But no, there are fans where they will join my streams. They will comment on my videos. They will like the posts that I make on social media. They are following me. They're following me with the right intentions, right? And the thing is like we be having, and I know people are probably, that's why they always say like, oh, you know, TMossBoss don't have fans because they don't see regulars in my comment sections. At times you may see some regulars in my comment sections, but other than that, it's like we've went beyond that part of like where we're, you know, like just only talking in comments. No, like they like, I mean, unless it's like, you know, like yeah, if they do decide to comment or join my stream or whatever. But the thing is this, like what my fans, it's like, or you know, the people that I like considered friends and stuff. I've made, the thing is with content creating, it's like there's been a lot of my fans that have turned friends. Why? Because they you know, they overall they're showing support. They like, it's stuff that I pay attention to. You ain't gonna pay attention to a person that ain't doing nothing. So therefore, if it's like a fan that ain't doing nothing, then all of a sudden out of nowhere they want to come up out the woodworks talking about, oh, I've been supporting you since 2005. I'm like, bro, I wasn't doing content creating in 2005. What are you talking about? But like, no, it's stuff like that where it's like that type of stuff, like the fake energy, the fake love, all of that. Like, no, I'm trying to see a person where it's like, if the content ain't even all that good, you know, I went from like doing like all this, you know, content all throughout the week and stuff to where it's like if I were to just upload like one video a week, they supporting that. If I upload one YouTube short, one of those like a TikTok, or even so much as just post like a little photo on Instagram or whatever, they're supporting that. So to those people, to those not even fans, friends, to those individuals, the ones that's like messaging me, like, no, there was a video that I posted a while ago where I was kind of talking on some personal stuff, and it was one of my friends, and it was somebody that was like, you know what, overall, like, I feel like when we very first started talking to each other, we already had became friends. But no, they have shown how they are a fan of my work, I'm a fan of their work, and it's just that mutual respect that we have for each other. But it's like, it's never on some stuff where it's like I'm having to, you know, come off as like desperate. And I feel like that's what a lot of the times, like with the people that I've had beefs and issues with, they all come off as so desperate. Because the thing is, if they were to post a video, right? And then in the beginning of the video, they say like, don't do no extra stuff. You do what you, or like, no, not even that, but just do what you want to do as a fan. I'm like, you know, because the thing is this, with my fans, I'm not expecting them to comment on every video that I upload. I'm not expecting them to join my streams. I'm not, that, my thing is this, that mental that that you bring to content creating, I have prepared myself for that. So like, and yes, at times it does get to me where I'm all like, dang, like, you know, I've been live on Twitch for like 3-4 hours and barely anybody has joined. I'm like, all right, if that's their choice, that's their choice. I'm still going to get things done. I'm at a point in time in my life now where it's like, it's all about getting stuff done. I can't sit down and worry about like, you know, what's going on like around me. I got to worry about what's going on in front of me. But on the sides, the back, wherever, any other angles and stuff, you know, my 12 o'clock, my 5 o'clock, my wherever, I'm like, bro, it don't matter to me. I'm like, my thing is this, I'm focused on what's going to better my life. You know, so if there are people in this world that want to better my life, hey, kudos to you. All right, I'm not expecting it. I'm not begging you to do that stuff. None of that. I'm focused on myself, and that's just the motivation I want to put into everybody else. So if you guys don't see enough fans in my comment section, it's like that with a lot of content creators out there. They ain't got all their fans commenting in their comment sections at the same time. So my thing is this. you know, what the motivation I put into my you know, fans is that I want you guys to all be your own person. You know, have like somewhat of the same mindset, but in your own way. So it's like, you know, having a record label. Yes, if I have a record label and you want to create a record label, but don't sign the same type of artists that I do. Be different. Sign the artists that you want to sign. Or even with, you know, getting back to reality, content creating. You see that I'm a content creator and you want to be a content creator and I've motivated you to be a content creator. You do the content that you want to do. Don't do the content that I want you to do. Don't do the content that I'm doing. No, you do the content that you want to do, but have that same heart, that same brain set, that same just everything. Have all of that into what you want to do. All that, the things that you want in life, trust me, you're going to see it right in front of you at some point in time. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss to win $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.